March 1952, and the world sees tornadoes and blizzards with California buried under meters of snow, while Britain too feels an icy blast at the end of the month. The new Gridball season bats off with 2 games scheduled every weekend to decide the 4 teams who will battle out the semi-finals in November. London and Essex open the season with Margot Hicks opening the scoring for the Blades in 5 minutes before goalie Nita Leighton is sin-binned, giving away a penalty before the interval that Joan Wallace uses to level. Eire Cordell restores Essex's lead in the 3rd quarter. London goalie Peggy Entwistle follows her Essex goalie counterpart to the sin bin, but Cordell misses the chance to wrap up the game, and Patricia Windsor makes her pay with a 4th quarter equaliser. Later that day, Durham get a flying start through Patricia Harrison with an Enid Gleadle double, putting them 3 up midway through the 2nd quarter. An incredible Glasgow fightback sees them go in level at the break through Susan McCrossan's brace and an unfortunate Cathy Lansbury own goal, marking the first time a team has recovered from 3 goals down in a game. 2 goals in a minute from Gleadle and Harrison put Durham back in command before Jenny Dahl sets up a tense final quarter, with McCrossan completing her hat-trick 9 minutes from time in the highest scoring tie recorded in Gridball history. Birmingham and champions Middlesex take to the court the following weekend, with Leeds' new signing from Liverpool, Pauline Barrack, scoring 4 minutes into her debut. Goals from Asa Martin and a Zena Hall double turn the game around, before Barrack pulls one back before the break. However, the Owls can't find an equaliser, and the Vipers are off to a winning start. In the final game of the opening round, Golden Bat Player of the Year Ellen McEwen opens the scoring in the 1st quarter and adds a 2nd before the break. The tiring home side are undone by another 2 late McEwen goals, sandwiched by a debut strike from Norma Blower. So it's as you were from 1951 after the opening day, with Middlesex topping the table and Ellen McEwen topping the scoring charts. Match round 2 starts in Durham, where both sides' bid to find their first win continues after a drab, pointless tie. Glasgow face West Yorks, hoping to end a 4-game regular time winless streak. Susan McCrossan opens the scoring, but Vivian Ireland finds a quick equaliser for the Terriers' first ever senior goal. Emily Taylor then puts them in front, before McCrossan immediately levels going into the break. Mary Broomfield then stuns the Claymores with a 3rd quarter double before Deborah Sellers and McCrossan, with her 2nd hat-trick of the season, bring the game level again. However, Broomfield completes her hat-trick with a penalty that gives the visitors their first ever win and sends Glasgow into crisis. On March 22nd, Birmingham face Essex and are off to a flyer, with Sylvia Felgate and Zena Hall both scoring within 3 minutes. Hall makes it 3 in the 3rd quarter, but Birmingham's celebrations are plunged into darkness by a power failure that see the game abandoned with 22 minutes to play. With power restored the following morning, the 2 teams take to the court of an empty arena to play out an uneventful final third of the game. Middlesex get a shock from a spirited London side who dominate them at Wembley, but are undone by Honor Whitfield's 42nd minute goal. That keeps the Saxons top, and yet to concede a goal going into round 3. Half of that round happens before the end of the month, on March 29th, and the Saxons are happy not to be on duty on a day where blizzards sweep the country. Thankfully, both games are in relatively snow-free Yorkshire, where Mary Broomfield puts West Yorks in front in the 3rd quarter before Eunice Higginbottom levels, and Pat Harrison then strikes twice to secure Durham's first win of the season. Glasgow's awful form continues in Leeds, where they too secure their first ever win through April Stride's 44th minute goal. And so, at the end of March, the 2 favourites are sitting pretty, with away games in London and Essex coming up in April to extend their lead over the rest. Despite scoring hat-tricks in 2 of their 3 games to top the scoring charts, Susan McCrossan is in a Glasgow team that hasn't won in normal time in a record 6 attempts, while Zena Hall of Birmingham has made both the Round 1 and Round 2 teams of the round. Coventry-born Zena made her Birmingham debut a month after her 17th birthday last year, appearing in all their games up to the final, where she suffered the cruelest luck, taking ill on the morning of Supergrid. This season, the centre, part of a team containing 5 teenagers, has been MVP in both their games, scoring twice in each and making the teams of both rounds so far. April's Gridball Monthly has Sian Blakiston on the cover. Sian, who is rapidly becoming a pin-up star model, is widely regarded as one of the most talented players in Gridball, but as yet has opted not to turn pro, playing occasionally in the minor league for Thames. In an interview, she says she hasn't ruled out turning pro in the future. West Yorkshire's players, Cutts, White, Matthey and Dowie, are all featured, while former Glasgow goalie Arlene MacArthur, now coaching minor league Stafford, looks at Glasgow's current record 6-game winless streak, as well as all the action from their 5-all tie in Durham, Middlesex's mauling of the Terriers, and that lights-out game in Birmingham. You can keep up with Gridball by visiting the website in the description, and like and subscribe to see what happens in April.